to know if I'm hanging out with a creep or I'm dealing with a nigga that violates women, tell me. But when we tell y'all, where's the accountability?
I don't check them.
And I'm telling you this because I experienced it myself. I feel like I have to step into protect my friends and protect my little sisters and protect the women I love because the men not doing a good enough job. Mm-hmm. So normalize protecting Black women when it's your man on the chopping block. Period.
Now, when you say someone doesn't check their man, so they have to do it in front of you for you to know it? On the internet?
No, but it has to be like.
But how do you know? Sorry, but how do you know the conversations I have behind closed doors with your friends? That's what I'm saying. Like,
because it's transparency. Because it's you have to acknowledge that the violation happened, and I feel like it has to happen from the men who's supposed to protect us. So I'm not saying you got to check your man in front of us, but you should say, you know what? Something did happen for this woman to feel violated. And as a man who does care about my Black sisters, I'm going to do my part. Now, if you say that, there's enough security for like, all right, cool, Walt gonna handle that. But I'm telling you, men not moving like that.
But Myrt,
they not.
He's saying, how will you know if the guy got checked or not? Are you saying that they should start checking them in front of you so you know that you actually checked your man? What if the checking is happening? You just
no. What I'm saying is a transparency. I come to Walt and I say, this happened. And this happened, so on and so forth. Based on his response to me, I'm going to know that he took care of it. But some dudes be like, nah, my man ain't do that. There's all these different excuses, but it's like, dang, we can't even tell you our trauma without feeling supported. So I'm not saying the actual check. I'm saying that when I come to you about a situation that's personal, I feel like I just want that care and security that I know that you're listening.
So she's saying she's coming in the fact you want to show. And she's the female, and she comes to you as the male friend of another friend that disrespected her.
I get it, but it sounds like you want to show because you could tell me that. I'm like, all right. I mean, I don't believe anything anyone tells me off the first, but I'm just me personally. Men, women, no, I just don't. All right, just that's you. All right, I'm gonna holler at my people though and say, hey, you know, which McCall said you was whoop. I mean, we don't move that way. All right, that's between me and him. Because like I said, even if it was someone like a dude coming like, yeah, you know, woo, like that's my man. What up? I'm going with it. I'm riding with it. And then when we get mine go talk to him, like, hey, bro, what the fuck you doing, bro? Because I'm in front of you. I'm gonna hold it down, but really, I gotta check this thing out.
I'm looking for this protect Black women narrative that everybody like to scream. When I come to you about a situation, show me the care and attention that I know that you have my back. And I'm not saying that not to question it, but at the end of the day, it's again, y'all Black men are saying one thing, but let me say this: if it was your daughter or your goddaughter or somebody come to you out of situation, you're not asking no questions. Mm-hmm. So like I said, I'm making this whole protect Black women narrative very transparent and saying it's easy to say protect Black women until it's your friend on the chopping block.
Mm-hmm. And I think also too, there's also too that no one really like touches is that there's a trust barrier too between a Black man and a Black woman, because you have the Black women that don't trust that the Black man will protect them, so they don't tell them things. And then for the counters, our side, the counterpart of it, we also are sometimes those Black men that are lied on by certain Black women, and then it goes into a trust barrier to where now, do we believe you or we don't believe you? And then it's the one thing.
And that's very true. And I'm so against lie culture. But what I have to tell young women is you got to speak up right when it happens, because, well, you have to learn how to, because I understand everybody deals with trauma differently. But the things that you suppress, if you know somebody violated you, the longer you take to speak up, people are going to question, and people, you won't get questioned regardless. But it's that thing, to your point. I totally agree, Media Prince. It's a tough, sticky situation to be in, because Black men are lied on. That is very true. So when women go through certain traumatic situations, it's definitely time sensitive to me that you speak up so that somebody can advocate on your behalf. Because again, like the shit that you sweep under the rug, it only is going to grow and grow and grow. And so, like I said, I'm definitely not for lying on Black men. I'm not for that.
And that's why I said I don't believe everything I hear. I mean, honestly, if I believe everything I hear, I guess I have a 20-year-old son right now, because I had somebody pregnant at 15. I didn't know. I never met the girl. She said I was her baby daddy. I haven't even made it before. So that's what I'm saying. I don't believe
Wait, Walt always making me laugh. Wait, what?
Tell us
When
his
did
story.
this
We're
happen? You
listening.
just found out?
No. When I was 15, somebody, she was like, yo,
Oh.
my baby. I was like, I don't even know you. I never met you.
I thought you was about to say you just found out. I was
No.
like, what?
She saw me performing. She saw me performing, and she was telling her girls like, "Yeah, Walt the baby daddy." Like, I'm like, what? Like, no, I'm not.
Not in the crowd telling people that.
She was telling like, I had a girlfriend at the time. She was telling her. I was mad.
That's what I'm not saying don't ask me questions. Like, engage in a conversation to show that you care. Ask specific questions to make yourself feel comfortable with. All right, now going back, let me ask my man. I have enough information about what allegedly happened. Like,
yeah, act like you want to get to the bottom of it.
I'm sorry. I'm smiling because me and Myrt argued for 2 hours straight about certain rappers' incident, and she's screaming "protect Black women," but she was on the side of the dude who somehow had a gun, and I was on the other side. But right now,
who had a gun?
Talk about Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion.
You remember this? It was
like, what? I
thought
she was talking about people we know. I was like,
see,
you
had the goalpost move.
That's a sticky situation too. Like that case get more sticky every day. I'm just like, what?
Tory, she lying. I'm like, nigga.
I think
but when Meg, I would say this though, going back to the whole Black women and pressure thing. The one thing that Meg said, the first reason why she didn't say anything to the authorities about Tory was because even though he hurt her, she still felt obligated to protect him as a Black man because of everything that was going on in this country at the time. So even when Black women get hurt, our first notion instinctively is still to protect y'all.
And you even hear that with a lot of women who's in domestic relationships. When police stuff come to the door, a lot of times the abuser do not.
You are nurturers. I will say that you women are nurturers, but I think the beautiful thing is you guys are, because I think it still happens, but I think as of today, women have learned okay, yeah, we're nurturers, but we are also strong. So we're not taking that. So the nurturer goes to the back if you hurt me, and I'm liking that. That's happening more now with Black women because the nurturer spirit will have you doing stuff to protect somebody that hurts you. And in the long run, if you hurt me, if you shot me, if you Black woman shot me, I'm damn sure telling, because what you shooting me for? I ain't shoot you. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So I feel like if I shoot you, I feel like you are obligated to tell on me because I shot you. Like, at that point, it's no protection.
I won't tell on you, Prince. I'll let the streets handle it. Tory's doing a good job as rebranding. He has a mixtape coming out with Chris Brown. That's a great rebrand. He's going.
Some things that I have said would happen are happening.
Speaking of toxic relationships, tell them about the movie that just came out on Netflix.
Toxic.
Oh, Malcolm and Marie. Oh my God. So I have like a little I thought I was gonna do this at the end of this show, but I have like a little movie watching list for people to go see. So I haven't seen Malcolm and Marie yet. So if you've seen it, Raven, maybe you should give the synopsis. But that was on my to watch list.
We watched it last night, and it is.
I watched it last night too.
Sick. When I tell you from the beginning to the end, you're going to get lost in it a few times. You're going to get to a space where you're like, who fault is it for real? Do y'all both got issues? Like, how long has this relationship even been a thing? What are the intentions behind this relationship? What? Do y'all really love each other? Did y'all use each other? Like, it's a lot.
I've noticed that Zendaya likes playing dysfunctional characters. She loves playing dysfunctional roles.
Oh, she was excelente last night.
She was
excelente.
She's brilliant. I'm just noticing something from like Euphoria to this, like to other roles. She likes to really be challenged by playing dysfunctional characters.
A bomb actress. The part that got me here, Prince, I'm not gonna like really say it, but like the fact
when she did the acting scene.
Yes. How are you playing an acting part when you are acting? Like she played
Like she scared me because I thought it was real, and I was like, oh shit, she didn't snap.
I got
so.
like,
I'm gonna just tell you this: as a viewer, I felt like I was the third person in a dysfunctional relationship where they love each other so much that they want to make the other one feel the intensity of how much more I love you, to where you're gonna feel that I really do love you. Like they were arguing. Like first of all, they argued in the first 10 minutes. The first 10 minutes, the first argument happens. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. They may have argued 60 times in the movie. I ain't gonna even hold you.
A lot.
But in between the arguments, you get to see how important the other is to them. That they are so in love with each other that they get to a point where I wanna make you hurt. Yeah,
nah, bro.
Like I'm so in love with you that you're being mad at me hurts me, so I'm gonna hurt you more because you're hurting me by being mad. And it just was like, ugh.
I'll say this. I watched that yesterday morning, and I don't know how I got involved in it. I got in an argument about some shit I did in 2018. And I'm like, what the fuck? The first 10 minutes of the movie happened.
When y'all watched the show, when y'all watched it together, it turned into an argument relationship.
I'm like, you remember that time when you left Big Chief?
Because it's definitely, yes. I will say this, Zendaya also emphasized on how the woman, you think you have the last word as the man, and the woman has just been in her head thinking of how she about to come back when I get out the tub. Like that was just an example of one of the scenes.
When she got out the tub, that movie should have been 30 minutes long.
I'm like, there she go. It's like you was cooking it up while niggas was talking. So it's
they
like
got in an argument.
No, that's when we be like, remember after the argument, I'm like, damn, I should have said that. No, fuck that. Argument ain't over.
Bro, the movie should have been 30 minutes long. They got in an argument. They made up. She went outside. He sat down. And then after that, she come back in. You know what? I was like, God damn, why you gonna start something else back up? We just calmed it down. Somebody should have went to the hotel or something. Somebody just should have separated.
That's how we do. That's how we do.
And I think the principle of it when you watch it, you just learn that it's not good to keep sweeping stuff underneath the rug because it builds up until eventually you explode. And it's certain things that happen that trigger you. And if you don't really like tap into those triggers, it come out at the wrong moment where the words are being said that can't be taken back. And that was like their night all in one. Like
right. And I think I'm glad you focused on that because I think that allowed us to see in Black relationships when something doesn't, and this is for men and women, when something doesn't feel right, when you have that thought immediately, please address it. Like don't harbor on too much because if you make it seem like it's okay, then stuff can build on. We may accidentally do it again. You get what I'm saying? So that was an instance of a comment was made. She could have just said, and you don't have to be so bold. You could be in whispering your dude's ear and be like, I didn't really like that comment. Can you like kind of steer the conversation? And as your man, we gonna steer the conversation. Well, and then when we get home, you say thank you for doing that. Then we just make sure that don't happen in the future. Yeah. Versus, some people will just harbor stuff and they'll just like let little things nitpick.
Well, thank you for damn near giving me the whole movie.
Yeah.
But no, we didn't.
Also with the movie though.
We didn't. It's more. We did.
So literally it's like those type of movies where as though it's only you could tell it was short budget, but it's not short budget, but it was only one environment, one venue, one set, literally for the whole movie. So that's what too makes it seem like it's stretched out really long.
I feel like Myrt is gonna I feel like something about Myrt lovey-dovey ass is gonna have a whole different concept after she watches it.
Lord,
versus ours.
It's gonna show.
But I watch movies. I don't watch movies from an enjoyment perspective. I'm a cinematic geek. Like I watch stuff. Like if it was beautifully shot, if on those moments when they having these intense arguments, is it like the close-ups on their face? The body language. I'm watching it from a cinematic perspective. It's very hard for me to watch to enjoy.
Oh, and I think you'll love it in that aspect. I think that'll be appeasing for you. I think that'll be very, very, very appeasing for you. So, but before we get to Myrt segments, as we kind of talked into it, we talked about Stacey Abrams getting the Nobel Peace Prize, getting inducted to, being a nominee or honorary, however it works. Also, Black Lives Matter was also inducted as well. Now, how do we? Though it's a great. I feel like it's a great movement for us. It definitely allows our voice to be heard. But to the same time to that, I do hear also the backlash that comes with it. How do you personally feel about the Black Lives Matter movement?
I'm
confused.
Well, I can give you some background on it. So basically it says Black Lives Matter called for a systematic change that had spread around the world, forcing other countries to basically grapple with racism within their own society. So I feel like by Black Lives Matter being developed, it forced you wherever you live at to really pay attention to how Blacks are being treated in your community and your society. Stand up for Black Lives Matter. So it was a big movement that I support. But I think when you start tapping into people start thinking about the actual founders and how someone could have been witchcraft and this. So people start looking into other things.
Ooh, I ain't heard witchcraft.
Yeah, someone had informed me about some of that too. You start looking at the founders and this and that. But overall, the message of Black Lives Matters, I support. And the last time, I think it's important too, because with the Nobel Prize, Martin Luther King Jr. got one. That was 1964. And then Nelson got it in 1993. You get what I'm saying? So receiving these, they was to get this prize, it's historic for our culture.
What part? What's confusing for you, Walt?
I don't know. I'm just confused. I'm sorry.
But where is it stemming from?
No, okay. Go back to the original statement. It was more so they're saying that the Black Lives Matter is receiving something. And I'm like, who's the?
No, they're nominated for Nobel Peace Prize.
Who's getting the? So if they win the prize, who gets it? Who's the OG of Black Lives Matter?
See, that's okay. Then I understand.
Who's the person who's gonna step up? Hey y'all, I'm the guy that started it. Okay, so you the OG. All right, bet.
It's actually a woman.
Okay, cool.
It's women who allegedly has started the Black Lives Matter movement, and that's what I was talking about regarding witchcraft and stuff like that. People feel some certain type of way based on.
They trying to look to her background and make it something that's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what's also too, and this might be really touchy too, as Black people, voodoo, they consider witchcraft. They consider voodoo witchcraft. And if you are spiritual and you do know of the Bible, though they have rituals in the Bible of how they sacrifice animals and things like that, that's considered offerings to God. That's not witchcraft. That's just literally rituals. So I think sometimes they deem certain stuff as witchcraft, where she could be doing some traditional ancestral stuff. She could be doing some really Black ancestral stuff that she was taught through tradition that connects her with God or however she does spiritually. But they try to use that as witchcraft. And I think too that we have to stop doing this. Once Black people get to a certain caliber of success, we got to stop trying to categorize their past as a sword to knock them.
For sure.
We're not there no more. We're here. So what is that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing this in today's age of how I'm working. So why is that? Or why is that even a factor? Why I'm winning today? That's not even a factor in it. So hopefully that type of stuff stops.
Yeah.
I think my take on Black Lives Matter being nominated for Nobel Peace Prize really goes to show you how many strides we've made in at least getting this country to acknowledge their wrongs against us. Because in the late 60s, when the Black Panther Party was founded, and it was this group of radical Blacks who were standing up for oppression against Blacks at that time. Again, we talking about when racial injustices against Black people were peaking, we coming off segregation. And now here we are again, mimicking that same history, watching our Black, the Black staple group that we have, Black Lives Matter, get nominated for Nobel Peace Prize. It's kind of very, I don't know the word I want to use, but very I guess nostalgic. Even I didn't live back then, to just know how hard they was trying to execute the Black people, because back then the Black Panthers obviously were going about ways with actions, but they were unifying all diverse groups of people. They were feeding homeless shelters. They were giving back to their communities, but they were also giving us the knowledge. They was planting this knowledge all over different seeds in America for Black people to stand up and stand in our power. But at that time, America wasn't ready for that. So they tried everything in their power to exile the Black leaders that we have. So to see Black Lives Matter, who I feel like is inspired, or like the 5.0 version of our initial founders being nominated for Nobel Peace Prize, like I said, to me, it's a good warming feeling to let us know we have made some progress.
Yep. Well said.
So speaking of Black Panthers, there's a new movie out called Judas and the Black Messiah. It came on February 12th. And it's definitely a good Black staple for families to go see this month, because the parable of Judas and Jesus is basically Judas is who snitched on Jesus in the Bible, and that's why the Romans came to come get Jesus. So the parable is about Fred Hampton. He was like the leader of the Black Panthers, I think in like Chicago, like Illinois in that state. Anyway, his life was cut. He died at 21. Like, they don't say that in the movie, but I'm just telling y'all the history. He from his rise to like taking on the leadership role to his death, it was a year. Like, it was very short-lived. But anyways, the movie is just about how the FBI infiltrated his organization to ultimately lead to his demise. So again, it's definitely somebody that people don't really know about their his story. So I really think it's more so on the parable. Like, it just plays off that parable in the Bible and how that manifested into that situation. So I haven't seen it yet. I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna encourage everybody to go see it, especially for generations today who don't know about the Black Panther Party. This will kind of help get your tentacles going and asking those questions that Media Prince talked about. So I think it's definitely a movie for everybody to see.
That's tight. I definitely want to go see that.
So yeah, I definitely want to see that when it comes out, man, on the 12th. I was looking forward to that one, because that's both of my favorite actors in there.
Yeah, they got some good, yeah, for sure.
That's actually Get Out. Those are the actors from Get Out. Those are literally both the actors from Get Out. So that's gonna be, I'm pretty sure
their versatility.
That's gonna be a nice meme once it comes out. I think that's gonna be, I already know somebody's at home right now typing up their computer. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in to our Black History Month episode. And with us, it's Black History every day, because we all are Black History. So again, we want you to tune in, subscribe to us, follow us on Instagram, The Black Code Talk Show, follow us on Twitter as well as Facebook, and get into our YouTube channel. We got more episodes to come, and look out for some more lit shit from us popping Black people. We thank you for tuning in. We are The Black Code.